All right. Good afternoon. If you're, I guess, on the East Coast, because if not, you're still in the morning if you're anywhere else in the USA. Or maybe you're watching this from, London and it's really late, so it's not even afternoon anymore. Here in Jacksonville, Florida, where I live, it is the afternoon. So today is the first day that we are doing live coaching with myself. I'm Leslie. I'm a registered dietitian and a personal trainer. And what I'm going to do in this live coaching is I'm going to bring in someone who's in my personal Facebook group. The Facebook group is called Weight Loss and Wellbeing for High Performers. If you would like to be live coached, what we need you to do is hop into that Facebook group. The link will be posted here as well for you to get there to be live coached for free by myself, registered dietitian, personal trainer, again, named Leslie. And in a second, I'm going to bring on Chrissy, who has a question for me and would like it to be answered. So that way you know what this entails. This is actually what I would do in a coaching session live with someone. So I'm going to give my ultimate best in the next 10 minutes to answer the question that she has. And then from there, we are going to go forward and take that knowledge and see how Chrissy, see if it's helpful. So I do plan on following up with them and letting you guys know exactly what happens. So I'm going to bring on Chrissy here. Hey, Chrissy, how's your day?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. It's a wonderful day here. It's kind of cool. It's very sunny, which I absolutely love. Heck, living in Florida, right? What about yourself? How's the weather there?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah?
It's not too hot.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Where are you at again?
Colorado.
Awesome, right? Can't go wrong there. So I'm sure everybody's like, okay, stop wasting her time. We want to know what her question is. So tell me, what is the nutrition or fitness question that you have for me today?
I'm just curious on how to control my cravings with my thyroid problems.
Okay. Okay. So you're having cravings of like eating certain foods and you feel like that's tied to your thyroid problems.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more. What is it that we crave?
I pretty much crave anything. I feel like I'm more hungry than normal. I don't really know.
Okay. Is there specific times that you're more hungry than normal?
Pretty much in the mornings when I take my medication.
Okay.
So.
Okay. No, yeah, I totally get it. When you take your medication, do you have to wait a certain period of time to eat?
Yeah, it's between 30 minutes to 60.
Okay. And then it's kind of like after we do the thyroid medication, it's like I could just eat anything and everything.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. So a couple of things. So how do we control that? How do we get to the backbone there? So there's a little bit of homework you get to do on your end. Okay.
Okay.
And you can go back and watch this to write everything down, which I would advise either way. But first that I would do really is honestly ask yourself in the morning when you're feeling that hunger craving. The next thing you do is have a food. Okay, let's say that this food is chips. Okay, because everybody loves chips, right? So the first thing I do is I wake up, I take that thyroid medicine, and then I'm craving chips. Right? I want you to ask yourself a question. It's a simple question. Why do I want the chips? Okay. Your answer may be because I'm hungry. Okay. Why am I hungry? Maybe your answer is because I felt deprived for that 30 to 60 minutes without the thyroid medicine. Maybe your answer is because I didn't eat as much yesterday. Maybe it's because I restricted myself. Okay. The answer can go anywhere. And it can be all simple answers like because I'm hungry and I'm hungry for chips and chips are delicious and that's what I want, right? But really asking yourself the question why 5 times when it comes to a particular food may help you to analyze a little bit of why we're really craving that, okay? The next thing to combat hunger is I want you to actually eat a carb with a protein, okay? So when we go and we go ahead to grab those snacks and things like that, and let's say like this morning, what were all the things that you kind of grabbed, even if it was just one thing? What did you do when you got that hunger cue?
I grabbed pretty much a bowl of cereal and had some toast with Nutella on it, and then that's about it.
Okay, so what I heard there was cereal. What kind of cereal?
Um, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay, and then milk. What kind of milk do you use?
I use almond milk.
Okay. And then I heard toast, which I would assume regular bread, nothing different about your bread.
Right.
Okay. And then Nutella.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I heard there was a lot of carb and a lot of fat, which is a typical diet. Typical diet is full, a lot of carb and a lot of fat, which is not designed to keep us full for a length of time. So protein is one of the best foods for you to consume because it will help to keep your stomach fuller a little longer. Okay. So what I is that we either have to change the milk back to like a cow's milk without lactose, if that's the reason why we went to almond milk to get protein, or we need to up the cereal. We need to change what we're consuming on that piece of toast to give us something else, to give us that fullness feeling. So protein is a food that is solely digested in your stomach. Okay. So our major food groups, when we think about macros, are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Typical American diet, or pretty much most cultures' diets, is fat and carb forward. Okay, but the carbs run through us pretty fast. Our body's very efficient at breaking them down. And while it's a little bit longer, and you would think, oh, fat keeps me full, it depends. Depends on the time of day. Protein can only be digested in your stomach. So protein literally slows down the digestion and should help to keep you fuller a little bit longer. The other thing, and you've probably heard this before, to combat your hunger is I encourage anybody after you've consumed your food, if it is a battle with medication or things like that, really try to eat your meal as slow as possible. And before you go back to have something else, wait 20 minutes. It does take us about 20 minutes to get the signal to our brain that we've consumed food and for our brain to say, oh, we're full, or no, we're not full. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so those are my top two things. The third thing would really be for, one of the big things that I have a lot of clients do when they're working with me is really figure out like the deep bearing behind that. I know we've all heard my chocolate story of how, when I was in officer development school as a, United States Navy officer, and I missed my mom so much, all I wanted to do was eat chocolate, right? I just craved chocolate because I could not physically get her hug. I could not physically feel better about myself. So because I couldn't, and all I wanted was a chocolate, I'm like, I have to eat chocolate. I have to eat chocolate. Now, I had 3 days of this same thing over and over, and I could not satisfy the craving. So my body and my mind had only one thing to do, and that was solve the problem, figure out the bottom line, because I physically couldn't grasp my hands on the object that I wanted, right?
Mm.
One of those things for you, and I don't ever encourage people to be all or nothing. I really want you to, as you're consuming it, really live in the feeling of it. Like really live in the feeling of it. Like, we talk about pleasure from a standpoint of like, oh, we have pleasure when we make money, or we have pleasure when we have sex or something like that, right? We have pleasure with these things. But we can literally have a ton of pleasure from like a hot cup of coffee in the morning, right? Like, oh, this is the best cup of coffee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I want you to do is really live in that bowl of cereal, or live in that toast with Nutella, or live in whatever it is that you're eating, and enjoy every single bite. And think of the emotions, like literally as you're doing it, have a piece of paper and a pen and be like, I feel happiness. I feel joy. I feel contentment. I feel fulfilled. I feel angry. I feel pissed off. I feel whatever it is that's really going on that's inside of you, because that could be something that's maybe linked to the food or linked to why we're doing something. And it could really have a lot to do with that. So when we talk about hunger or emotional reasons why we eat, or those physical things that are kind of going on with us, whether it's due to the thyroid medication or any of those kinds of things, if we don't hone into that and really take the backbone of that, we might not solve the problem by just saying portion control your food and only eat that amount and walk away. Like that's not always the answer to give you what you want. Does all that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you have questions on any of that?
I don't think no.
Okay, cool. Does that help you to know what to do tomorrow when you have the same problem?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Wonderful. So what I'm going to do, as I stated, and so that way everybody knows, I am going to follow up with you next week and see how things went with this process, to see how it was helpful for you and see if there's anything else that we can do to kind of, get you on your way. Okay?
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. So again, Chrissy, I really thank you for being on the broadcast today. For those of you that don't know me, again, I'm Leslie Urbis. I'm a registered dietitian and a personal trainer. And I am your personal coach. I would love you personally. I'd love to help you with your business. I'd love to help in any wellness endeavor that you have to fully help you and your staff live fulfilled, meaningful lives without the guilt or the shame around food, and solving all of your nutrition problems so you can live disease-free lives. As I like to say, margarita in hand, smile on your face, in loving your body. So outside of that, if you're not already in the group Weight Loss and Wellbeing for High Performers, go find it. And if you watch this, comment below, #live, #replay, and tell me what your biggest takeaway was. If you're already in the Facebook group, I'm going to coach next week. I'll catch y'all later. Have a good day.